Yeah. So to finish it up, man, yeah, we went on tour and it was wild, man. So imagine that, man. Young dude, uh, got a promotion company running the clubs, man. 3, 4 clubs in a week, and I'm not talking about small clubs. At this point, we worked our way to it's a strip called Ybor City, Tampa, Florida. Anybody familiar with Tampa, y'all know what Ybor is, man. And we kind of like just, man, we had 3 of the biggest clubs on Ybor City, man, holding well over 1,000, 1,500 people a night. Um, we ran the city, man, at least on the club side, and then I had the record label thing going on. So money just pouring in for me, man. Oh man, I'm young, 20 to 25 years old. That era, might have been 20 to 24, man. Um, 3, 4 clubs going in, man, 80, $100,000 a week back then, uh, per person. The label money coming in. I probably had too much money, man. I know I did. I didn't know what to do with all that, man. And then I had like other activities that was going on outside of the club and the music that was pumping. Um, Good times, man. And if you don't know how to handle that kind of money, man, things can be good for a little while, then it goes bad, man. It goes very bad, very, very, very bad, very quick. Ended up uh, going through some things because the label was pulling all my attention and all my time that I had to leave the breakaway entertainment, man. Actually, no, they voted me out, man, because I was neglecting my duties over there, man. So they actually kicked me out of that, man, and which was good and bad, you know what I mean? It was some homeboys that they didn't have anything else going on, and I wasn't putting as much time as they were, and it was really greed at the end of the day, man. But uh, shortly after I left, man, they probably had another year or two, man, and that shit was dead anyway. So um, besides that, man, the label went to a hiatus, went good for some years, and then we ended up having some issues with one of the artists. But prior to that, Kaya wasn't the only artist we had on there, man. We had 3, 4 other artists. 2 of them had broke throughout the state of Florida. One of the groups I was fully managing had an opportunity to manage Plies as well, which I didn't know enough about the game at that point. And really, I might not even had that opportunity because his brother was locked up. But we was in the same area, spoke to him a few times. And, you know what I mean? He seemed like he was down for it. But maybe he ain't like some other aesthetics that we had going on. So that was cool. Managed a guy named Deuce Poppy from Slip and Slide Records. That was, pretty much writing all Trina stuff at that point. And if you don't know, that's the label that had Trick Daddy, Trina, a few other people. Rick Ross was a part of that label. I had Rick Ross open up for our artists a couple times. This one, Rick Ross was just out there hustling, man, trying to get up, man. Which is crazy how stuff work out, man. Eyes a little red. I was laying down. I wasn't smoking or nothing, but yeah, man. So met a lot of people. I know a lot of people, and as everything, man, you have some super highs and then you go through some super lows because the label ended up not being able to sign extra deals because of the artist Kanye that was flipping out on us, and I don't know what the hell. That was crazy. So long story short, not making money from the clubs anymore, and then the label had stopped getting checks, so I started funding the label with my own money. You know what I mean? My side of the label, because I can never discredit Taz, the CEO, which he was trying to find us some other funds as well, man. But the well went dry. He had his own money. He come from money, so what I mean. He was able to sustain it, man. But I put maybe, I don't know, man, a few $100,000 into the label, hoping I could hold it until another check came through, and then no checks came through, and you know what I mean? Hey, man, my well went dry, went horribly dry, you know what I mean? And then from there, it was time to relocate, man, and a new hustle began, man, and ended up going up in Vegas for a little while, then ended up in Georgia, man, and it's some other things that went on around that where, met some people and was running around with a small circle of people I thought was cool for me, man, or cool with me, man. But, you know, it wasn't right, man. That's a whole nother subject, man, which I ain't even mad at certain things because to keep it G, man, you know, one dude kept it player, but just was around some other people, some women, man, that wasn't right. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't know what's going on because you washed up on some other stuff, man, and you not pay attention to certain things. So that's a whole nother chapter, man. But anyways, the hustle, man. You know what I mean? So going from Miami, young dude getting in trouble, to Tampa, getting into the entertainment side, the clubs, the labels, and ended up going in Vegas, gambling, and now went to Georgia, went to the corporate world, got a job, had to, rebuild, had a kid, did that for a while, tried to get back into the club promotions. That didn't go too well, to be honest, man. That didn't go too good. Hey, tried, but that didn't go too good at all, man. Then got into trading, man, and the journey was long on that, man. Long, man. Had some highs and lows, man, because first got into the game, man, had a lot of beginner's luck. I call that beginner's luck, man. Where the market was just hot, man. You could just throw some money out there and make crazy money, man. I remember me and somebody I was with at the time, just, had some money in trading, and man, threw $5,000 out there, man, and shit turned into $12,000. You know what I mean? In like fucking 10 minutes, man. I'm like, running around the room crazy, man. Like, damn, this it. And ended up leaving my corporate job because I thought I had something. I thought I knew what I was doing because I was making plenty of money, man. And long story short, man, I took $7,000 and I think I turned it into like, $40,000, $50,000. Probably a little bit more than that. But then it was good. Went to spinning, taking trips, doing stuff, and then, when you don't know certain things, man, if you don't really know the game, like I said, things don't last long. So it was going good at that moment, but I didn't know everything I needed to know to be able to sustain it. So shortly later, it went to not making no money, to losing money, to like, okay, man, I gotta learn this craft for real, cause dude, I done crashed out. You know what I mean? I done put everything into this thing thinking I had something. So, yeah, and then that's where the trading journey began, man, where I had to kind of buckle down and learn some stuff, man. And then even from there, I had a few other peaks where it was going really good, man, and I was making crazy money, but I couldn't hold on to it because I didn't have discipline. My risk management was awful. It wasn't no risk management, man. I make 50,000, bet 20,000, lose that bet 15,000, lose that bet 10, make 30, go up again, bet 20, and it was just like a big seesaw, man. Then ended up crashing out. Then had to get a job, rebuild the money, and work, rebuild the money, stay tuned in, learning, and that's part of why my journey took so long in trading as well, because it wasn't like it was just straight through where I was just at it. I had a lot of off and ons, man, to where messed up the money, crashed out, and had to go back to work, get a job, rebuild, run it up, mess it up, you know what I mean? And that brought a lot of problems in my relationship as well, man. And it really did. It really did. It didn't have to be so hard, but I did make it hard on my household and my kids and everybody around me, because I was gonna be a trader, man. I wanted to trade. Ain't no way in the world I got into something I was making that kind of money, and I didn't have to go anywhere, and I wasn't going into any other field after that, man. It was over. It was over, man. So put a lot of tough times on me and the people around me, and had to go through the storms, man. Went through them, rough, but stuck to it. You know what I mean? So that was the journey, man. And through it all, man, I had to stay motivated. I had to stay enthusiastic about life, because I knew at the end, it was going to be everything I wanted, because I wasn't going to stop till I got to where I wanted to be. And it didn't matter the vehicle, whether it was trading, whether it was being real estate, club promotions, corporate job, you know what I mean? I had a goal, and you know, the corporate world wasn't gonna last too, because I was in and out of that. And I made me some money. I'm back out there. So I had to go back and forth quite a few times. That sucked, but I did what I had to do. But I say that to say that, man, no matter what, man, I stayed at it, man, and hustle, man. You know what I mean? I ran into a lot of brick walls. Wish I didn't, man, but it'd be hard to find somebody with a harder hustle than me, man. Hard, very hard, man. I just, you know, it took me a while to get it together. So now it's together, and I'm in the fourth quarter of what would I call this? Of the old reality. You know what I mean? Going through everything. Sorry about that. The old reality is starting to rain. The old reality going into the new one, and I'm looking forward to it.